There is a podcast that lies between the imagination of two simple-minded earthlings. Travel with these two longtime friends, Jimbo and 80s E, as they attempt to explore the fifth dimension. Follow along with them as they take the key and unlock the door to the vast space between shadow and substance. This podcast is one of trivia, of insight, and of sounds and ideas from one of the greatest television shows ever produced. You are embarking on a timeless journey. There is your signpost up ahead. You are entering the tragedy of cinema's Twilight Zone.
All right, guys, we're back. That's right. Season 2 of the Twilight Zone just finished wrapping up, and we are fast approaching the release start of our Season 3. Eric.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a good New Year?
I did. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, brother. Before we get started, we did have a little review we want to do. We didn't get it quite thrown in last year at the end before the tragedies, but I'm going to kick it to Eric.
Yeah, this comes from Jason B. 007 Bond. That's Bond 007.
That's J Bond.
J Bond, right. He writes, I cannot wait until I hear the top episodes of Season 2. Call me crazy, but I love it when you guys disagree. Bond, out.
But you know what? You know what that tells me? That Bond just agrees with me, and he doesn't care what you have to say about that says.
He might. You know, I'm trying to think back to that episode, because obviously we recorded that a while ago. I think we lined up fairly well. We disagreed on some, but our top 10... You had a few outside top 10.
And you had some of the worst ones I've ever heard, like the stupid good luck whatever. Charm, fortune teller, devil face, whatever that thing was. That was
Nick
terrible.
of Time.
Yes, that's what it was called. Nick of Time to see myself out of there.
Yeah, well...
But as we start going into the third season, this has one of my...
But wait. Thank you, Jason. Sorry to interrupt. Thank you, Jason B. 007. We appreciate your input. And, by the way, we encouraged in the last episode, anybody who wants to write in their top 10 list after listening to our fabled top 10 list, please do. Do that.
And you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Jason, if you're listening, Mr. Bond, here's what I'm going to propose. I am going to suggest, and Eric doesn't even know I'm going to say this, so this is great. I am extending my right hand out. If you can see me, my right hand is out. I am extending Bond to be a special guest awards for the tragedies at the end of Season 3. So, Bond, great. If you're listening, let us know, and we will set you up, and we want to hear your top 10 episodes of Season 3 and see if you agree with me or Eric, or you may be better than both of us combined.
Right.
But definitely. I think that would be a cool thing for Bond, since he listens all the time and sends us reviews.
Yeah, so. We definitely appreciate your listening. Jimbo, take away Season 3 introductions.
Right, so... As I was saying before Eric rudely interrupted me, is Season 3 has some really good episodes, and it has probably my favorite episode of all time, just from when I was a youth. It's one that sticks out with me, and that is 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. It is a great... Don't be you boo it. I'm going to smack you. I see you over there go for the boo button. It is a great one. Here we go. See, we're starting already.
Yeah, we're starting the new year off right.
Bond, if you have a resume you would like to send to me at thetragedyofcinema@gmail.com for a future co-host position that may be opening in the fifth dimension.
Yeah, I'm out on my ear.
Right. So, but definitely Season 3 is coming. We are quite not at the hour-long episodes. That comes next season in Season 4. So I believe there's how many episodes this season, Eric?
There are 37 episodes in Season 3.
Is this the most out of any Twilight Zone season?
You know, I didn't look that up, but sure, why not? I'm going to say yes.
Don't worry, Bond will correct you.
We're so accurate in this podcast. Let me just give you a quick rundown of some of the famous stars that you might see in this season, and then I think Jimbo has a little excerpt that he wants to read as far as introduction goes for the episode, or excuse me, the season, not the episode, but just some names that you might recognize: Charles Bronson, Elizabeth Montgomery, Robert Redford, maybe you've heard of him. Bill Mumy makes a valiant return. Leonard Nimoy, James Best from Andy Griffith fame and
Dukes of
Hazzard, yeah. Jack Klugman, of course, a series regular. Jonathan Winters, Peter Falk, and Carol Burnett. And again, these are the 30-minute type format. Well, actually, they're probably, about 25 minutes when you add the commercials in. Did you, just by way of just a side note, did you watch any of the marathon on Sci-Fi?
I did. Remember we were talking a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't know if they did this or not, but I think it'd be really cool if they took some of the spots, the commercial spots that they would have had back in the 50s and 60s, late 50s, early 60s, that ran during the original running of the Twilight Zone and mixed them in. I wish the Sci-Fi I don't know if they would ever do that, but that'd be kind of cool. I'm kind of spoiled because obviously I borrow from your Voodoo and there are no commercials. I can watch the whole episode all the way through, so it's kind of hard to sit through the corny commercials of a marathon. But Jimbo, tell me about season 3 and we can wrap this intro up.
If you notice, there is one glaring missing person from that cast of characters. Do you know who's not there?
Oh, I'm sorry, Buster Keaton. I left him out.
Well, no, I'm not saying who you left out. He is legendary in the silent film area, but I'm talking about the great Burgess Meredith does not make an appearance in season 3.
Right, he used up all of his air miles in the first 2 seasons.
Right, wah, wah, wah. He's probably filming The Penguin. Yeah. But here we go. This is from one of my favorite books, The Twilight Zone Companion by Mark Scott Zickery. It's talking about the start of the 3rd season. So this is a quote from Rod Serling. It says, "Next year, I'm going to do the commercials in the Twilight Zone. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend you smoke. They'll say I've really sold out." That was from Rod Serling. I guess some people had been making fun of him for smoking all the time on the set and everything. So,
yeah.
And here we go. "I've never quite felt so drained of ideals as I do at this moment," Rod Serling said in April of 1961. "Stories used to bubble out of me so fast I couldn't set them down on paper quick enough. But in the last 2 years, I've written 47 of the 68 Twilight Zone scripts, and I've done 13 of the first 26 for next season. I've written so much, I'm woozy." For Serling, fatigue was finally beginning to overcome his enthusiasm. "It's just more than you really should do," he said. "You can't retain quality. You start borrowing from yourself, making your own cliches. I noticed that more and more." Other of Serling's talents than writing were just being called into service, however. With the start of the 3rd season, the American Tobacco Company replaced General Foods as a sponsor, alternating every other week with a Colgate Palmolive. As a part of the deal, it was arranged that Serling would do a plug for the cigarette sponsor at the end of every show sponsored by American Tobacco. A typical plug went like this: "Very often, when you write for a living, you run across blocks, moments when you can't think of the right thing to say. Now, happily, there are no blocks to get in the way of the full pleasure of Chesterfield. Great tobaccos make it a wonderful smoke. Try 'em. They satisfy."
Well, I wonder who was the main sponsor on the television show, right?
Right. So join us, if you will, as Eric and I, or ADZs as he likes to be called, as we continue our journey through the 5th dimension of the Twilight Zone with Season 3. And I think this episode's coming to a close, and that's a wrap.
All right, and that's a Season 3 promo wrap and cut.